What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm just going to give an update video on Ethereum and some crypto, and as well as the SPY and what I think might happen over the next week, as well as what might happen with the upcoming Ethereum 2.0 merge with the there was a big crypto meeting last week where they talked about this merge that's happening with the new Ethereum 2.0. So they were talking about this founder of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, who was at one of these conferences and gave this big update, the ETHCC conference in Paris, and basically explained that the new upcoming merge is going to be a game changer for Ethereum. It's going to make it faster. It's going to make it more accessible. It's going to do a lot of things to improve the network and basically make it compete with Bitcoin as the leading cryptocurrency. I know a lot of people are kind of off the crypto market right now or are very skeptical, and that's fine. You can be that way. I've been a believer ever since the beginning, which is why I've made money ever since the beginning, and I've not really lost money yet. Doesn't mean I can't lose money soon, or if everything's turned around. You got to risk only what you can afford to risk and what you can afford to lose. Other than that, you shouldn't be risking things you can't afford to lose, right? So in the sense here is that if you have extra money and you are looking to buy crypto, this is when you want to be looking and follow kind of these next steps as I lay them out for you, because if this happens the way I think it might happen, the opportunity will be there for you to make a lot of money in Ethereum in the next couple of weeks, months, and years, if you're willing to hold and really see the potential of it. But at the same time, it can also go down to zero, and the potential could be nothing, because there could be another giant corporation or giant independent organization that comes out with some new crazy altcoin or crypto that or new blockchain network that blows all this out of the water. Who knows? But currently all we have is Bitcoin and Ethereum that are kind of their independent networks of currency that are independent from big state and corporate, at least today, right? Obviously there's players that can make impacts when Tesla wants to buy Bitcoin, or when they say they're going to trade in Bitcoin. Obviously then crypto gets a huge boost, especially Bitcoin. But when you see these things not add up, or when you see like I always say, Bitcoin is simply just a store of value. It has no actual value to anybody other than the people that want to simply buy things illegally or hold their money in this store of value, which only has value because of its value in itself, right? It's not like gold. People say it's kind of like gold, but you see, gold actually has value. Gold can be used to do things. You can turn gold into earrings. You can make jewelry. Gold's actually a great conductive material, so you can build things that can conduce energy and for just so many things, gold actually plays a huge role. It's not just some store of value. It's actually a valuable material and mineral as well. So this is why you have to look at things like Ethereum and understand that Ethereum is more like gold rather than Bitcoin, because Ethereum has so many uses for it. It's a network, which means it can apply itself to various different industries or applications, right? So you can have NFTs, you can have networks, blockchain networks like Cardano and Algorand that compete with it, but that share similar technology, and that a lot of times need to use similar algorithms and work with Ethereum, like Decentraland is, right? It's its own metaverse network, but it uses the Ethereum blockchain to build its metaverse. And this is why Ethereum is so important, and not just for that, but also for people looking to just live in a world in which we're more connected. We can exchange data. We can actually have a tech-based society that is independent from like giant banks and giant frauds from corporations that are corrupt and looking to exploit and bail their buddies out, and these giant corporations get huge bailouts and the people suffer. Crypto kind of allows that not to happen, because it's independent. You can't just go and borrow money from it, or any person can, right? It's not like it's just the giant corporations that can get these giant bailouts, but a lot of times it's a more democratic in the sense that it's a larger network, and it's a larger kind of infrastructure that is based more on global kind of sentiment rather than some corporate, earnings report or some government kind of inflation number or whatever. Anyway, so what I want to talk about specifically now, though, is what I think might happen over the next coming weeks and why you should look at not only the SPY to understand what could be happening right now. Basically, what I think is happening and why I'm making this video is that the crypto market, specifically when I say this, I mean Ethereum, because of the things I just laid out in the last few minutes, and because of the fact that Ethereum, in my mind, has always been more valuable than Bitcoin. So just all of these things together, once there's a little bit of good sentiment, once crypto starts to pick up, what we're looking for right now is a divergence between the SPY and the crypto market. So what we want to see, essentially, and this is why I'm making this video today, because what we're having today over the weekend, and in the last hour, it's kind of tanked a little bit, but that's only because we're hitting this wall of 2100, right? And every time we've hit this wall of 2100, we've kind of come down, right? Because this wall of 2100 has been there ever since kind of, couple days ago on Friday, when we came up and we smashed through it to 21, all the way from 19 we went to 21, right, in a day. So that's 200, that's 10% in a day. Bam, give you your 10%, right? And then up in the week, we're up 16, 7, almost 20% from the lows, right? So this is what we need to understand, is that, like, although it seems like, yeah, right now in the last hour it's getting slammed down, this is also because everybody woke up. People that bought it yesterday, maybe down here at 2,000, saw it at 21, and they're like, all right, I'm going to take some profits. That's 5%. If you got $10,000 in there, 5% is $500. So you take that profit and you're like, okay, let's see the next move. So now we look for support again, right? Or resistance, which is more likely in this 20-25 area, right? Which is where we're going to be looking to find support from this dip as I see it go lower. And you can see where did it bounce to, 2034, right? So basically only $10 from that resistance level, and that's probably going to be your 2000's been acting as support ever since we had this move up. Your 19's been your low, and kind of it's been creeping higher. You can see these higher lows being put in, which means that people are anticipating one of two things. And this is why I just want to kind of bring your attention to the SPY for several reasons, but the main reason is because the SPY has been kind of, over the last, I would say, couple weeks, been on a tear, right? So over the last couple weeks, it's been shooting up all the way to 400 from a low of 380, basically 375 at one point. So the SPY's been on a tear, and as the SPY's been on a tear, crypto's kind of been, going up, but slowly going up and kind of, chopping around. So the big thing here, though, is that once, Ethereum and all these things, Ethereum has been the big gainer in crypto in the last week, and for the reasons that I just laid out before. But what we need to see here is that if this diverges, because on Friday the SPY had a huge sell-off, right? And so that huge sell-off on Friday, you can see it here, it basically was a test of 400. You had this 400 rejection, and you had this move all the way down to about 390, 392.50, let's call it. But this is just, the realization that this is the sell-off. Once we hit 400, people are hitting their targets after they had the bounce from 364 earlier in the month, and now we're looking if we're going to get a huge sell-off. And the question here that we want to look for Ethereum is that if the SPY does sell off, so if this little rally towards the end of the day in the after hours, after market on Friday doesn't hold up, then what more likely we're going to see is we're going to see a rejection and a move lower on the SPY. And if that happens, then we could look for possibly a move higher in Ethereum if we get a divergence from the SPY overall. So it just depends on whether we can hold these levels and whether the SPY can actually go lower. And if the SPY goes lower, like I said, and Ethereum holds its gains and starts to go higher, and we see a divergence and crypto actually specifically Ethereum, starts to break out from the kind of correlation it's had with the SPY over the last few months. Because if you look at the last few months, what you'll see is basically a chart that looks very similar, right? So the SPY is going down, 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 and it, getting this little reprieve. And the crypto, ever since the end of last year, when the market hit its top, it's been going down, down, down. And when you had that kind of bottom of the market back in June, is the same time you had the bottom of the crypto market. Now you're seeing it starting to diverge, and with these kind of plans of the merger and the kind of the move to this Ethereum 2.0 and this kind of new network, where they're looking maybe to have this newfound kind of respect, and Ethereum probably is going to be a much stronger crypto than any other at this time, and it's looking that it will be the kind of leader if we can lead this market. But the biggest thing is that it needs to keep going up if the SPY goes down. If the SPY tanks tomorrow, which it more than likely will, following that rejection from 400 on Friday, then you're more than likely going to see a move higher in Ethereum a lot if it can diverge. But if it crashes tomorrow with the market, then you're basically just seeing it still correlating, and it's not going to diverge. The biggest thing we're waiting for right now in Ethereum and crypto in general is for it to start trading on its own path and not be kind of tethered to the overall markets, in which when the SPY goes down, crypto goes down, and when the SPY goes up, crypto goes up. That's what it's been doing for the past year basically. And if we can see a disconnect where we have actual prices move higher from Ethereum and crypto overall, but mainly through Ethereum because of these new 2.0, and because, like I said, I think Ethereum is just the better crypto. It's just been the better network. It's the better overall value. It's not just a store of value. It has network. Just like Kevin O'Leary says, if you go watch his videos, he says, like, this is technology. This is not some random fad or speculative asset. This is technology that's building on the internet age, the technology age, and it's really both of those things, because it helps to transfer technology, update information, give people the ability to kind of do what they want with their money and not have to rely on banks. It can allow people in places like South America that have extremely corrupt governments to have a more stable kind of form of currency. Obviously it hasn't been stable over the last few months, but just like anybody that had invested in the US stock market back in October, you would be down 50% or like 40%, just like anybody else, right? Or like 35 or whatever it went down. Now it's back up a little bit, but still it's that overall understanding that these players, or these important kind of divergences, or I should say kind of correlations between the stock market, the crypto market, and you could say the housing market or whatever, right? All these different things work together. But if we can see a disconnect and a move higher from Ethereum while the SPY is going lower tomorrow and over the rest of the next few days, if you kind of see strength in Ethereum and you see weakness in the stock market, specifically the SPY, then I really think Ethereum's going to break out. I really think we could see 4,000 again. I really think we could see levels like we've seen, back in November of last year. If not, we can get back down to these breakup levels at least of 3,500. So I really see basically a 40% upside from here if we can disconnect from the markets and not just crash down tomorrow as the market moves lower. And obviously if the market rallies tomorrow and goes higher and Ethereum starts to go lower, then that's also a bad sign, right? But more than likely, if the market goes higher, Ethereum will keep going higher, which that'll also be good, but it won't be as good to me if the overall market tanks and crypto goes higher. That's what I'm waiting to see. That's what I've been waiting for a while. That's why I've never sold anything other than when it was at the top back in last year, the summer and in the fall last year. I was selling a little bit, but not a lot. I've really just been holding because I really believe that it will go higher and it will do good things. But that's just my opinion and that's just my thoughts for now. So feel free to let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think Ethereum is going to break out on its own, or do you think it's going to, break down like it already is kind of now after it kind of had its big rally over the weekend into 2100? Do you think it's going to just crash back down and follow the markets, or do you think it can disconnect and actually start, seeing huge gains like we saw last year at this time? So let me know what you guys think. As you can see, Ethereum's really the only thing that's been up. It was up a little higher, almost 5% when it was at 21 earlier today. But really, it's the only thing that's gotten any big moves. Cardano is also getting some big moves, which is another token that, I've been big on for a long time. As well as Mana, which, is basically back down to the levels that I was buying it at last year, which was that 125 level. So Mana is, one of those ones that I think that people should keep in their back pocket, because it is a metaverse play. It is one of those ones that will just skyrocket once you have kind of a new, any new news, or I should say, any new kind of, I don't know what I'm looking to say. if you have any more kind of news come out, or big kind of attention that's drawn to the metaverse again, I should say, that's what I was looking like Facebook, or any of these meta plays that were being big last year. If you have any big kind of announcements, or any just speculation around the metaverse, or now they're talking about the Omniverse. If you go to some of these, and Nvidia's building like the Omniverse, so a lot of people are kind of down on some of these other coins because they think that Nvidia is going to be the one that dominates. But Nvidia is a giant corporation, and really their focus has always been on, it will be probably something that they can compete and definitely maybe thrive in. But they're focused on so many other aspects in their business that it's hard to see them competing with some of the other massive metaverse plays that have been doing it for quite a while now. But like I said, who knows? Maybe Nvidia is going to be the huge Omniverse and blow all the other metaverses out of the water, and maybe that's going to be a thing of the past, and the Omniverse will be the new thing. So then go buy Nvidia. If that's what you think, then that's kind of wait for a dip in that, or if you think it's already dipped so much. But it has been on a little bit of a rip in the past little bit, so maybe wait to get a dip in Nvidia, and then play the Omniverse. But yeah, that's it for me today, guys. Thanks for watching, and feel free to come back for another video. Let me know in the comments below what you guys really think. Is this going to correlate and just keep falling if the markets fall tomorrow, or are we going to have a breakout in Ethereum, and like they say, a surge with the merge, or a surge after the merge? So after the Ethereum 2.0 merge, Ethereum's going to surge. That's what the CEO, or the founder, Vitalik Buterin, was saying, or at least he was pointing to, and that's what a lot of news outlets are kind of saying this big rally is, 20% up in the week. But like I said, I just need to see it disconnect from the overall market. I need to see it go higher, and I need to see the overall market go lower, and that would be my case for buying crypto this week. Like I said, only buy with money you can afford to lose, and never take my advice. I am just a guy on YouTube. I have no financial experience, and I am not giving you trading advice. I'm simply just letting my opinion be known. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.